Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. So, for the beginning of week 3, we are going to go ahead and do our weekly launch and talk about the genre of your story and your vocabulary words for this week. So, for our weekly launch, we're going to be looking at 3 sets of poems, and I'm going to go ahead and start out and read them for you. We are on pages 370 and 371 in your language arts books. So this first one is called Together. Oh, buddy, buddy, where can you be? My new little pup had found his way free. Quickly Mom came, and soon Sister too. The neighbors called out, what can we do? The doors swung open, and people came out. We searched down the street, together we'd scout. Mom pointed and called, look there in the shade. I ran over and saw him, asleep where he played. The second one is called Wanted, a Friend. Walking into school one day, my feet would hardly move. Being new was painful. I hope you'd all approve. You came to me at recess, said you were new once too. It's hard to leave your friends, you said, but you will find some new. At first I'd felt so alone, but then you changed it all. You took me by the hand and said, let's go and play some ball. All right, the third and last one, Silent Bond. My feelings were hurt, my heart was not light, but you gave me comfort and held me so tight. Okay, so our weekly question for this week and kind of the theme within those 3 poems is how do people support each other in difficult times? So we can think about difficult times as maybe losing a family member, losing a friend, making a big move, maybe right now, how are we dealing with what's going on and how can we support each other in this time? And so your prompt, your kind of activity for this page is to do a little bit of a free write. So there's not really a limit for this, but I want you to really think about it. And your questions are, what kind of support did the speaker in each poem receive? When has someone supported you during a difficult time? And when have you supported someone else? So think about those 3 poems and how they were all supported and maybe what kind of support they were giving or getting, What kind of support did they get and maybe who it was from? Think about when someone has supported you during something difficult, and think about, have you ever been able to be a support system for someone else? So I want you to jot those ideas down on the yellow rectangle on page 371, or you can use a sheet of notebook paper to keep your handwriting looking really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to our genre of our story, and that is on the next 2 pages. All right, so our genre for this week is a drama. We can think of dramas as plays and musical type writing. So a drama is a story written to be acted out for an audience. We usually call those plays. And what's special about dramas is the way that they are written and the way that we have to read them. So most dramas have these 3 aspects right here. They have acts, scenes, and lines. An act is kind of how they divide up the play, and most plays have, act 1, act 2. They sometimes have a break in between them all. They also have scenes, and scenes are going to be usually the same background, or they talk about the same topic throughout that whole thing, so it's much smaller chunks of the play. And then they have lines, and those are the words and sentences spoken by the characters, but they can also be directions relating to what the characters need to do or the setting. So looking at that anchor chart, plays and dramas are used to entertain us and tell us some kind of story. Sometimes they are based on historical events. Sometimes they're completely made up. Sometimes they're based on real people. It just kind of depends. They are structured in acts and scenes. usually performed in front of some kind of an audience. And then they have some important elements here. We have a list of characters. Those are the people who are participating, performing. We have our setting, our time and our place. It gives us a better understanding of the importance and maybe what's going on. Dialogue, which are the words that are being said. Those are, when we read them, that's the stuff that ends up being in quotation marks. And then we have stage directions, which are descriptions of how to move or to act. So they might tell you, how to say something with what kind of emotion, smiling, blinking, crying, that kind of thing. So those are the important parts of a drama. The next thing is your 5 vocabulary words. And so I'm looking on page 374. So let's see about this. So on page 374, we have our 5 vocabulary words. By the way, we are reading a drama called Grace and Grandma this week. And we have the word heritage, immigrants, interview, permission, and arrival. So make sure you go ahead and look at the margins throughout the story for the definition, or look at your glossary for those words. And then one other small thing that I would like you to do for this week is page 399. So that's kind of your main workbook page for this today, is page 399. Looks like this. It says spell homophones on it. And all it's asking you to do is to pair up the homophones that are in the chart. So there's some homophones right here in this little table. And remember, homophones are words that sound the same but are spelled and mean different. So it's just asking you to pair them up by their matching sounds. So like the word ate, A-T-E, like I'm eating something, but I did it in the past tense. And like the number 8, E-I-G-H-T, you would write those two together. And so that's all I want you to do for today, for Monday. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. If you need any help, you know where to find me. Have a great day.